The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, the most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes. Pastor Haynes, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rickey Smiley and the Rickey Smiley Morning Show family. You know I love you. I'm praying for you. Praise God for you. Rickey, I got to say it one more time, man. Your book is fire. I cannot wait until you come to Friendship West November 10th, family. He'll be at the Wild Wild West in Dallas, Texas. But in the meantime, check this out, Rick. Today's song, of course, is amazing because the song is by Anthony Brown entitled Trust in You. Rickey, check out this line where Anthony Brown, I think he must be listening to you because he says, you did not create me to worry. You did not create me to fear, but you created me to worship daily. So I'm going to leave it right here. I love that because in essence, he is saying that once we are worshiping, it's real hard to worry. And if you're worrying, it's real hard to worship. And y'all know Rickey says that when you're praying, you're not worrying. When you're worrying, you're not praying. Well, Anthony Brown did a little remix on Rickey Smiley's statement and said, God did not create us to worry, but God did create us to worship. And here is what has been proven. Check this, Rick. A recent study came out. It's scientific that says that when we are engaging in a spirit of appreciation, anxiety can't hang out with us. Meaning that whenever you are engaging in thanksgiving, a spirit of gratitude, whenever you are praising and worshiping, there's no way that worry, anxiety, and fear can coexist in that same headspace. Isn't it good to know that science has caught up with what the Bible says? The Bible says, be anxious for nothing, but by everything with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God that passeth all understanding will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trust in God. And when I trust in God, instead of worrying, I'm going to engage in worshiping. Instead of panicking, I'm going to engage in praising. Instead of anxiety, I'm going to be so appreciative for who God is, what God has done, and what God will do because I trust in God. Y'all have an amazing day.
There it is, Pastor Haynes, man, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church. Let's get into this music. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Yes, sir. Love you, Rickey. Have a great one.
Yes, sir. You too. Let's go.
News headlines,
entertainment,
sports.
It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
11 minutes after the top of the hour, it is time for the front page. Maria Moore, good morning.
Good morning, Rock T. The front page is brought to you by Bounty. Bounty paper towels pick up messes quicker and are 2 times more absorbent than the leading Ordinary brand. Bounty, the quicker picker upper. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's what's happening in news. I'm sure everyone is seeing the images on TV and social media. Hurricane Milton made landfall near Siesta Key, Florida, as a dangerous Category 3 storm before weakening to a Category 1. As it moved over the state, it is now exiting the east coast of Florida. According to the National Hurricane Center, it is the 5th largest hurricane to make landfall in the U.S. this year. Milton has dropped about 16 inches of rain on St. Petersburg, representing more than a 1 in 1,000 year rainfall for the area. Sadly, deaths were reported in St. Lucie County, Florida, after a tornado went through a mobile home retirement community. Wind gusts of 100 miles per hour were recorded near Tampa, where a flash flood emergency was issued and emergency services have been halted. Milton is responsible for knocking out power for more than 3 million people in the state. And, of course, we'll continue to keep you updated throughout the show this morning. You can check out more headlines and updates at RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
Man. Many believe that New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers had a big influence on getting Coach Robert Saleh fired. And he wanted to respond to that himself with those allegations.
As far as any of the ridiculous allegations out there, I'm not going to spend more than one sentence in response to it, and that is that I resent any of those accusations because they're patently false. And it's interesting the amount of power that people think that I have, which I don't. But love Robert, and it was, one of those days yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe all of that right there. But Thursday Night Football tonight, San Francisco versus the Seattle Seahawks. We got Rock T NFL Picks of the Week. I'm going to give you my picks later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. The Briggity Tat got the hot spot coming up next. Let's get ready to get it popping, man. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The hot spot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. So hot
and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
28 minutes after the top of the hour. Good morning, Briggity Tat.
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. It was Soundtrack of My Life night on The Masked Singer last night, and two eliminated celebrities were Paula Cole and Blackish star Marsai Martin. Cole was revealed to be the star under the ship costume, while Martin was singing as the woodpecker. Now, nobody figured out it was Marsai Martin. It was that she was the woodpecker, but the judges guessed that it could be Liza Koshy, Keke Palmer, Quinta Brunson, or Tatiana Ali. Did anybody catch last night's episode? Anybody watch The Masked Singer?
Didn't get a chance to watch night.
I know. Okay, me neither. But it'd be super good. And everybody in my family love watching The Masked Singer, including my little son. All right, y'all, moving on. Feeding America announced that Taylor Swift has donated $5 million to relief efforts serving Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina due to Hurricanes Helene and Milton. A statement said this contribution will help communities rebuild and recover, providing essential food, clean water, and supplies to people affected by these devastating storms. Thank you, Taylor, for standing with us in the movement to end hunger and for helping communities in need. Now, her donation comes in less than 2 weeks after Helene made landfall in Florida on September 26, reaching a record storm surge of 15 feet high and a death toll of above 230 people. It will also help those affected by Hurricane Milton that made landfall yesterday in Florida. Moving on, Diddy is accusing the government of misconduct related to leaking video evidence of him assaulting Cassie. He claims that the content prevents him from receiving a fair trial. Lawyers for Combs seek a court order that would keep a potential jury from considering the assault video such as evidence, or he is calling for the dismissal of all charges if proven that the government was the source of that leak. In fact, they claim the video published by CNN was part of a 7-month campaign initiated by prosecutors and federal law enforcement agents to raise public hostility against Mr. Combs in advance of the trial. Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg's petition to seal his 1993 murder charge has been granted. This comes 28 years after he was acquitted of shooting a gang member. Snoop and his bodyguard were accused of shooting murder from a gang member named Phillip at Palms Woodbine Park in Los Angeles in 1993 and went on trial facing first and second degree murder charges in 1996. Well, legal documents confirm Snoop asked the judge to seal the records in January 2024, with the court signing off the request in late February. So sealing this charge means that the record is hidden from the public and won't appear on background checks for employment, housing, or education. So congratulations to Snoop for getting that dropped off. 23 years later, that's a long time, and I'm glad they finally dropped it. I love it too. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note, but why don't y'all hit us up for them wake-up calls at 866-9-RICKY. That's 866-9-RICKEY. The time now is 28 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hurricane Milton is in a state of emergency, has been declared. Joining us today to talk about the disaster relief is FEMA's Deputy Administrator, Erik Hooks. Good morning, Mr. Hooks.
Good morning, Ricky and team. Glad to be with you this morning.
Yes, sir. We are happy to have you. I know there's a lot going on. We're going to get right to it. What does the recovery process look like, especially, with Hurricane Helene's aftermath and Hurricane Milton's? That's a lot in one, at one time going on.
We are certainly operating in a complex environment. I first want to lift up the safety messaging and preparedness messaging that I heard earlier from the mayor and local public officials, because this is going to be a hard-hit and widespread event, affecting a lot of power outages, communication outages. But one of the things that I always do, other than counting our challenges, are count our assets. And President Biden granted a pre-landfall emergency declaration for Florida and the Seminole Tribe of Florida help cover the cost of those life-saving, life-sustaining actions ahead of the storm. We have been embedded with the local and state officials in Florida with urban search and rescue teams, making sure that they have access to all that they may need, from high water vehicles to commodities, to support their on-the-ground effort. Pulling back a little bit further, we have continued to be decisively engaged in our response and recovery efforts throughout the entire Southeast Mid-Atlantic region, with over 7,400 federal workers coming in to work hand in hand with those National Guard troops, those firefighters, those search and rescue teams, and those local officials on the ground. And we will continue those efforts as we move both toward recovery in some states for Helene, but also fully execute on the mission that's required for Milton.
Well, Mr. Hooks, we really appreciate your time and coming on to speak about this. You know, my heart really goes out to a lot of those families who had to make those last-minute preparations to evacuate, especially those families who really didn't have the means to do so. There's been a lot of talk about FEMA running out of funding, and for those who are concerned are going to need resources, what help is available?
Let me make this personally clear to the listeners, because there's a lot of misinformation out there and false and quite frankly, lies. FEMA has enough money to ensure that we effectively respond to those life-saving, life-sustaining issues that arise from the storm from Hurricane Helene, as well as to address the life-saving and recovery for Milton as well. We have seen year after year a rise of storms that cost the federal government, FEMA, through our disaster relief fund, over $1 billion for each storm. This storm is going to cost billions of dollars. So we have to always go back and work with Congress through the administration to get supplemental funding. But that is not an issue covering these two particular storms, but it is imperative that we continue to work with Congress through the administration to get additional supplemental funding to ensure that for the future storms that we're certainly going to encounter, and I don't even want to call it a hurricane season, because it seems like it's always occurring beyond the established time frame of ending November 30th. The storms don't keep a calendar, and so we need to ensure that we have enough funding to reach all communities that may be affected in a disaster.
Mr. Hooks, how do you prioritize FEMA's response efforts during a major disaster like this?
Well, this entire region has been extremely practiced, unfortunately, through the years. So we have pre-planned for multiple events through exercises, through ongoing communications and partnership and collaboration with each one of the states and local authorities. We work exercises in advance of this. We mobilize teams from all across the country. So we have mobilization of teams that come, from the far west and from the northern part of the U.S. And we synchronize our support to the state and local officials based on the demand signals that we understand from the science and data from the storms that are impacting them, and based on the resources that a particular locality or state has available to respond to the storm. So we make sure that we identify gaps, we fill those gaps in a very coordinated way so that we can maximize our effort for response and recovery.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Y'all, please give it up a deputy. Appreciate you joining us this morning, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all be safe out there. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Whoa, whoa. I been getting so much dough, I don't even really know. Come with the 4x4, and you already know you gotta go. And you already know I'm gonna go. Let's go to Mario, and Mario. How to hit it, hardy home. I be going the streets, I be getting the deets, I be getting the freaks, I be getting the sheets. But I ain't no KKK. Oh, KKK. We coming with hay. We coming to spray. They're gonna go quack. Yeah. They go.
Yep. That last line.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the teeth.
It's Gary, baby.
It sure is. Good morning, Gary. Quite contrary.
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Sean Diddy Combs, y'all. They're saying, baby, he might be in jail, but according to sources, they're saying, y'all, the rapper is still, honey, feared by many and believe that he can still get to any potential witness from behind the bars. Now, they say he is so powerful. They say everyone was afraid to cross him, according to people. They say even though, y'all, he's behind bars now, he's still so powerful. They say, well, we all knew that even back then, y'all, that Diddy was the man. But they say Diddy has since been denied bail twice, but has recently filed an appeal. Now, a new judge was assigned to the case, which means there is a possibility that he could be granted bond and allowed out on house arrest. They say everyone always chalked it up to being a creative genius, honey, but when it came to his obsession with controlling things, they're saying Diddy was the man. Now, Diddy was charged, I remember last month, for racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, allegedly abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. Are any of y'all scared, honey? I mean, that Diddy, how could he? First of all, Brad, you know him. Where was he powerful at? I didn't know he was that powerful. Is he just that powerful that people scared of him?
I don't know, Gary.
I mean, he had a big influence in the music industry, in the entertainment business.
Yeah, but that don't mean you're powerful, huh?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, he got some juice now.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you got a lot of money and you got enemies and you want to, you know.
And I think he jacked himself up by all those text messages that he sent to Dawn, and calling her a lie, and there actually being evidence that he sent those to her. So they felt her name is Dawn, right?
Dawn Richard.
Dawn, yeah.
He sent the messages supposedly to Kalina, though.
Kalina, okay, yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. But yeah, I think that they're worried about that. Yeah. That's why they're trying to give all these reassurances. I wonder what selling the plane has to do with anything. Did you hear about that?
Selling what plane?
He said he wanted to sell his plane.
That's probably just
give him more money,
because these legal fees gonna be in the 9 figures.
It's gonna be high.
Yeah, but he probably said that plane because he probably had all kind of stains or stuff up in it. He want people to find it, maybe.
Well, I'm sure those have already been examined.
All right. So. Bleach don't clean everything, honey. So, but nevertheless, he's so powerful, he's in jail. But we're going to just keep him lifted up in prayer, and hopefully everything goes well with Diddy, and, he get home and be with his children and live his life all over again. All right, moving on in other celebrity news, y'all. Even though this is a sad story, I'm sure y'all are familiar with country singer Garth Brooks. Y'all remember Garth Brooks?
Oh, yeah.
Love Garth Brooks. But they say, honey, he says that he's ready, baby, to face his accusers in court after being accused of rape. Now, Miss Jane Rowe claimed, honey, that she worked as a hair and makeup artist back in May of 2019. Said that flew Brooks to Los Angeles for a Grammy tribute. She said when they arrived at the hotel, she was shocked to learn that she didn't have her own room and was expected to share with Brooks. Now, Rowe alleged that Brooks repeatedly exposed his genitals and buttocks, made sexual remarks, and shared graphic fantasies with her. She said he would undress in front of her and even alleges that the singer sent her graphic text messages. Now, lots happened in the past 2 weeks. Now, let's address, they said, the elephant in the room. Brooks said on Facebook, "This thing is on. It's gonna happen." He said, "People are telling me that it could be up to 2 years. So my suggestion is that we all take a deep breath, just kind of settle in it, and let's hold hands and take a trip together, because it's something that we cannot talk about, but that's all we can say about it." And Bruce said that he's going to take 2 years. He said he don't care because he's not giving himself up, saying that he said he did not do this. And when people usually say they don't do it, they don't usually do it now. But some people saying that the makeup artist is disgruntled and stuff like that. And I didn't know that really happened in the European race, that stuff like this happens. But
so you think only people, melanated folks, get involved in these type of scandalous situations?
Well, that's what you're mostly hearing about. I mean, and then a makeup artist.
White folks created cheating. Yeah, you talking about?
Oh, really? Oh. Well, Garth Brooks say, baby, he's sitting there. He said he's like,
he's riding this one out.
He's saying, like, what's her name? And I'm telling you, I'm not going. So,
So is he saying that he didn't have sexual and the
allegedly
interaction with this woman?
Yeah, and the woman's supposed to be, I think, his wife's best friend or something. They was all supposed to be.
Wow.
She did the wife's makeup. Then she started doing his makeup.
Okay.
And then she started traveling with him. And then when they went out to L.A., she claims that she didn't have a hotel room, that she had to stay with him. And that she alleges that after the incident happened, she didn't quit working for him because she needed the money.
Wait a minute.
And
Wait.
Yeah.
So she stayed with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she had no other option. She's
Allegedly,
an adult
that's
with
what
a job. She had no other option. Come
The
on.
hotel was out of room.
Yeah,
the hotel was out of rooms, and she didn't have her own room.
That was convenient.
That's her. That's her best friend's husband. So you're going to stay in a room with your best friend's husband.
No, ma'am.
She's a grown up.
Then you're going to continue. This is all allegedly.
Continue.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
maybe
she didn't say nothing to her best friend about, hey, your husband got me up here in his hotel room and telling me I got to stay in here.
Hey, is it okay with you? There are no hotel rooms left. Of course, the wife would have been like, no, ma'am.
No.
I'll get you a room
I'll
at the
get
Holiday
you a room
Inn.
myself.
Exactly.
Call the nearest next hotel.
No, this story got a lot of holes in
Every
it.
hotel ain't booked. Right.
This story got a lot of
But
holes
you
in
got to
it.
remember, European people and Africans and Americans are different. Maybe an African American woman would have got another room, but that's her friend, so she trusts her friend.
No.
But that's probably why Garth is saying, you know what? Okay, let's go. We going to court. We going to court.
Judge Judy gonna call this one out.
I'm part European. I would not do that.
There you go. Speaking for the non-melanated community. There you go.
There you go. All right, the color today is one of my favorite color. My color today, y'all, is Gucci. On the high end, you say Gucci, and on the lawn, you say beautiful red and green. That's your color for today.
You mean Gucci or
no Gucci?
Y'all give it up for Garrett.
Wake up. Here we go. Wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Because he woke you up this morning, slid you in your house shoes, so it be better. Wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know where you calling from? So come on and tell us and just wake up.
Hey, good morning. This is Siobhan from Cincinnati. I'm calling to wake up my husband and my kids. Wake up, wake up.
Hi, this is Tasha from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I want to wake up all the Unspoken Diva Social Club supporters. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's Jerry Hazel Spartanburg. Wake up, Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Good morning, good morning. Letitia calling from Ohio. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, just that boy Dallas representing that Franklin, Louisiana. I just want to give a shout out to all the hard workers. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
What's yours? Because we gon' let them know. When you in Miami, wake up. Seattle, wake up. In Detroit, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. St. Louis, wake up. New Orleans, wake up. And Memphis, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Appreciate that. Bringing it time.
You're welcome, Rock Teasy.
Milton swept through Tampa and surrounding areas in Florida last night. Joining us this morning is the Assistant Press Secretary at the White House, Jeremy Edwards. Good morning, Jeremy. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir, and happy to be here.
So as the sun comes up and you're starting to get a look at the damage, what level of damage are you seeing so far?
Well, going into this, we knew this was going to be a catastrophic storm. There's an unprecedented amount of power outages. There's still a lot of flooding in the area across the state, especially in areas like Tampa, Sarasota. And we just want to remind folks that this is still an active situation, right? The storm just made its way over landfall. Flooding is still a risk. So people should still listen to local officials. Don't go into that flood water unless you absolutely have to. You're going to want to stay put. And if there's flooding in your home or area, seek higher ground and be patient and wait for rescue officials to come to you if you are stranded.
Well, good morning, Jeremy. I know all of this is overwhelming. Our hearts go out to everyone that we're seeing in these images on the news. What steps are being taken now to begin the recovery and rebuilding efforts now that the storm has passed?
So right now we are in an active response mode. So we have a lot of resources in the area, about 1,300 urban search and rescue personnel, 3 swift water rescue teams from our friends over at the Coast Guard, power restoration teams from our friends at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And right now we are in an active search and rescue mission. So, unfortunately there may have been some people who were unable to leave, didn't leave for whatever reason, and are now in trouble. So we're going to be out there with our state and local counterparts, making sure that they can get to safety. And then we're also going to be working closely with the state. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell is on the ground in Florida. She'll be joining the governor this morning at a press conference, and then they'll be surveying the damage in various areas to see, what that looks like and how we can further support their recovery assessment. But right now we are in an active response mode, and the focus right now is life-saving and life-sustaining missions.
Okay, so Jeremy, now I know that, like you said, this is still a very active situation, but one of the questions people have is there going to be a strategy in place to address potential long-term displacement for residents who lose their homes completely?
Yeah, so that will always depend on the level of damage we will see in the requests that are made by the state. So I just don't want to put the cart before the horse there. But basically what you'll see is us going out today with the governor, with his state and local folks, seeing what the extent of that damage is. And if they were to request federal assistance, the president will consider that and approve it, as he did with their previous disaster, right? When Hurricane Helene came in, they made a request for assistance. We provided that assistance, have been able to provide millions of dollars to help those people recover. So while we are focused on the response right now, I think it is safe to anticipate that should the needs be required for additional federal assistance and the governor makes that request, we will be doing the same exact thing that we've done in Helene and Ian and the Dahlia, right, to make sure that we're able to get people the resources they need to either repair their home, relocate, et cetera.
Well, speaking of the president, yesterday President Biden called out by name former President Trump and congressional politicians who are spreading conspiracy theories and false information. Do you have anything to add on that?
I think what I would add as the former FEMA press secretary in a past life is that it's just incredibly unhelpful to have this type of misinformation out there. And the reason for that is, people, when they see misinformation about the amount of disaster assistance they can get, or if they see outright lies saying that they won't be able to get it, or, whatever other foolishness people at the highest levels want to put out, that makes them not want to apply for assistance. And everybody, whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, red state, blue state, you should be focused on getting people the help they need when they need it most. And when you start circulating this disinformation, people get discouraged and they don't participate in the process. So it is very unfortunate that people like the former president and others want to spread this type of misinformation. But, this President Biden, has been forcefully calling it out. We've been taking steps proactively to get the correct information out there, make sure people know where the resources are. And we're really looking to our state and local counterparts on the ground to make sure they can be there. They're on the front lines. They're the trusted messengers in their communities, right? So we're making sure that they are armed with those resources too, so they can tell folks, I don't believe that. Here's where the real information is. Here's where you get what you're needed. And we're going to keep on pushing back on that stuff.
So let's put that out there real fast. Jeremy, people need more information to apply for help. Where can they go?
I think if people need help, right, the best thing for them to do is go to disasterassistance.gov. That is disasterassistance.gov. And then I'm also going to tell folks the number that they can call is 1-800-621-3362. 1-800-621-3362. Now, again, it's going to be really important for folks who are impacted by Helene, right, because that has been approved for federal assistance. When it comes to Milton, we are still in that initial response mode, but you can anticipate that depending on the extent of the damage, folks impacted by that disaster may get folded in as well. But if they need any information, they can just go to FEMA.gov if they're just looking for things like how to spell rumors that they're hearing out there, misinformation. And if they're trying to apply for assistance, again, that's disasterassistance.gov.
Assistant Press Secretary to the White House, Jeremy Edwards. Thanks a lot for joining the show, my brother. We appreciate you. Black Tony, what's up, dog?
Hey, Rock, listen up. Before you start sounding like your boy, complaining, talking about and fussing at somebody, listen up. Let me tell you what's going on now. I need you to pay attention, Shadi, because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you listen. You listening?
I'm listening, dog.
Is you listening? Because I'm ain't there. So listen now. So I literally died. I was dead yesterday. Now, because if you don't understand this, because you ain't never died, you ever died before?
No, I never.
Okay, so you don't know, you can't feel my pain right now. Shawty, I lost a whole day, cause I'm back alive, but I'm not all the way back alive. Jalan.
Yeah.
Shawty, don't be laughing, Shawty. This not no laughing matter. I'm gonna need you to grow up. Now listen, Shawty. I lost a whole day of being dead.
Right.
So that means today is Thursday, but I died on Tuesday. So I lost a whole Wednesday. So I'm still in yesterday. So until I catch up to life with everybody else, you got to understand that I'm behind one day. So I can't really participate in a day that ain't came for me yet, because Thursday ain't even happened for me yet, because I'm still dead.
But time,
I'm alive, but I died on Wednesday, but it's Thursday, but I'm still in Wednesday because that happened to me on Tuesday.
But time don't stop, so it ain't like time gonna stop and wait for you to catch up, dog.
I know, Shawty, but I got to catch up. I got to get my body clock back in order.
Well, right now you should catch up by coming to work, though. Why you don't catch up by coming to work?
Right. Sorry, I can't, cause it's still yesterday. Y'all tomorrow. What? I'm gonna come tomorrow, but it's still yesterday. So it's still yesterday.
It's still yesterday. You still have to work yesterday, so come to work.
I couldn't come yesterday because I was dead.
You was dead, Ja.
Well, what about the day before then?
Shawty, that ain't got nothing to do. You living in the past. That's your whole problem. You don't know how to.
Rib crib, old-fashioned rib crib. They put your barbecue sauce on a paintbrush, and the man that cooked the meat, his hands are the same color as the meat. If you ever get there late, they're closing, people stand outside just to lick his fingers and suck his thumb. That's how good that barbecue is. I know good barbecue. I like to go to a barbecue place where somebody just got shot and nobody got out of line. That's when you know that's some.
Hold it! He's half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T.
It's Gary, baby.
Here he comes to save the day. Gary with the T. What up, man?
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday. A beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Oh, baby, people are angry, y'all, about the Met Gala. I love the Met Gala every year. That's when all the stars just show up in all the most fabulous fashions, honey, and give a great lots of money to charity. Well, they're saying, y'all, the Met Gala, honey, announcement sparked outrage, and they're saying y'all put a fork in the Met Gala because guess what? It's done. Now, fashion connoisseurs, y'all, outraged over Vogue magazine's Met Gala 2012 announcements, y'all. On yesterday, they are calling the 2025 Met Gala the woke Met Gala. Now, the controversy began, y'all, when Vogue announced the 2025 Met Gala co-chairs, including Lewis Hamilton, y'all, A$AP Rocky, and Coleman Domingo, Pharrell Williams, Anna Wintour, and, y'all, LeBron James. And a lot of people saying, yes, LeBron James. They say fashion fans say LeBron has never attended a Met Gala, and he doesn't even know the first thing about fashion. So why in the hell is he a Met Gala co-chair? What?
Bron got fashion in his own style.
Well, we ain't talking about his own style. We need everybody's style. And they're saying, y'all, that the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City announced the Costume Institute Spring 2025 Super Fine, y'all, tailoring black style, which is inspired by Monica L. Miller's 2009 book, Slaves to Fashion. Black dandyism and the style of black diasporic identity, y'all. Now, people, even black people, y'all, are worried, honey, that the theme will be misappropriated by other cultures. Now, one person put, I'm the only one nervous, y'all, about this, honey. They said a good thing, but let's hope no one will appropriate culture. And another person wrote, this used to be the Who's Who event in the last decade, or it has sunk very low, y'all. They said very low, and it's just a bunch of look at me, honey, in outfits that don't even go with the theme, style, or direction, y'all. So people are very angry about it. And another person wrote, y'all, the Met Gala, honey, stopped being relevant when Wintour started inviting influencers. Now it's a joke. In regards to this year's theme, can anyone say pandering, y'all. And a third person put a fork in the Met Gala. It's done.
I mean, a lot of influencers are influencing the generation, man. So, they got to come. Like the big influencers.
Yeah, but are you influencing what needs to be influenced? This is the Met Gala. We don't need you to come in no saggy pants, no hat to the back, none of that stuff. This is the Met Gala. This is where the fashion designers present the fashions of fashion. Everybody's coming unique, honey, looking fabulous. They ain't want you coming up there looking like you just rolled out the bed.
So who did that? Who's looking like they rolled out the bed?
Right. Well, I don't know who's looking like, but they just want to make it very clear. This is the Met Gala. You don't be just coming with all the people they choosing and stuff. It's just not going to be a good look, maybe.
That's why they chose them, right? Because they good.
Well, that's why they chose. Well, maybe Vogue did, but a lot of people, the fans and people saying, why are you doing this? So I don't.
Coleman Domingo always dresses nice,
and he does. And Pharrell Williams, honey,
and Pharrell, and what's wrong with A$AP Rocky? You just got finished saying how much you loved him. What? Because he wore that blanket thing.
Yeah. No, I like them all, and I definitely love Pharrell because he's the new creative director for Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. But Gary, they saw what I wore on my last show, and I got an invitation this year because they said, "Boy, we got to have you."
That lies.
So it's in my email right now.
That lies. No.
It's at MetGala.com.
No.
Yeah. MetDollar.com.
So,
that was the pet gala.
Okay, now so, we know we don't want to see you in every club, but we're gonna find out and follow this story, y'all, because people are very angry about it. So
Gary, you been to the Met Gala before?
No, I would have loved to attend the Met Gala. No, I've never been, honey, because my fashion is just a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, apparently not.
You would be perfect there, Gary. You fit right in.
Yeah, thank you, honey. Because that's
we know you
standing out front doing valet parking.
Like it coming to America with red jackets on.
Let me give you keys, sir.
That's not nice.
They wouldn't invite Special K with all that glass on, but anyway.
Fight. My glass be glassing though.
Yeah,
come on, Zarconia.
Yeah,
that's all right. Come on, CZ.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
They need to come from the earth, baby, not from
Come on, CZ. They come from the earth, the middle of the mall.
Moving on, child. Another celebrity news, y'all. Oh my God, Lil Baby, y'all. They say he is whipped. The rapper went viral, y'all, the other week. He bought, y'all, listen to this, 10 Chanel bags in every color, y'all, for his new girlfriend, Miss Kaya K. They say he also dropped $100,000 on some Goyard and some Louis Vuitton bags for his new girl. Now, they say rumors about their relationship began, y'all, to circulate after Kaya flaunted her Chanel, LV, and her Goyard bags in a video on Instagram, honey. And they said Kaya she's a registered nurse, so she does have a job, whose sidelines as a cosmetic.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so they say she often posts photos of herself wearing impossibly tight surgical scrubs. So she's a cute girl. She is cute and stuff. Well, that's good. But
surgical scrubs?
Yeah, she's a nurse.
Oh, she's a nurse. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they say she's an RN, honey. So, you know. Yes, Lord. So that's good.
Cute.
When you can buy your woman 10 Chanel bags,
he ain't tricking if you got it. He got it if that's what she like. Hey, why not?
Brat.
What? Yeah, you would love to be the recipient of those bags.
Oh, and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, golly. Well, congratulations to him. That's when a man loves a woman, honey. I mean, have any of y'all guys ever bought y'all wives a bag? Special K?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I bought my wife 10 Calvin Klein bags from Ross.
Oh.
Yeah, get that 11th one free.
Yeah. They punch your little ticket.
Oh, yes, sir. I wouldn't want to be your wife, honey, if somebody hearing this on the damn radio.
I wouldn't want you to be my wife.
Oh. To the color of the day.
Let's start there.
The color of the day, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color of the day, y'all, is Goucher. On the high end, you say Goucher, and on the low end, you say beautiful red and green. That's your color for today, honey.
Y'all giving up for Gary with the team.
Bitch, I'll never get out of my way.
Oh, man. So Special K, I have a pillow at my house, honey. I'm a luxury few can afford. Go.
Yes. You better say that again, Gary.
Okay, Brad.
You a luxury that what?
Few can afford.
Come on now.
Well, obviously ain't too many in line to try to afford it.
It's the front page news. It's what's trending now.
Hurricane Milton made landfall yesterday in Florida as a Category 3 storm, dropping more than 16 inches of rain in the Tampa-St. Pete area. This morning, we have St. Petersburg Mayor Kenneth T. Welch joining us to talk more about Milton and its effects on the city. Good morning, Mayor Welch. How you doing?
Good morning. We're blessed. How are you doing?
Man, well, I mean, let's get right into it. Now that the storm has made landfall, what's it looking like on your end? Did it cause as much damage as you anticipated?
Oh, no, it did not. I mean, we were at one point right in the bullseye, and we were expecting up to 15 feet of storm surge, which would have been devastating. And we were blessed to have that not happen. The storm hit south of us, and certainly we pray for our neighbors down in Sarasota, in the Sarasota area. But what we did get was heavy winds, a lot of flash flooding in our area. We had shut down two of our sewer plants, so we had no sewer service overnight. We got those back online a short time ago. Also had a major break in our drinking water system, and so we had to shut that down at midnight. And so there's no drinking water right now in St. Petersburg. And because of the winds, there are about 400,000 people who don't have electric service in Pinellas County. So it wasn't a direct hit. Could have been a lot worse, but we've got some issues we're working on and just asking folks in the area to stay at home. There are a lot of down trees, down power lines, and we're trying to get the roads cleared and make it safe for folks to go out again.
That's awesome, Mayor Welch. We appreciate your efforts. I know it's been a long night for you all, and we are so happy that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. I do have a question for those folks who decided to evacuate. Maybe they went to other cities or they're staying in shelters. What is the plan for them to get back to their homes? Because I'm sure they're anxious to assess any damage.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Over the next day, there'll be clarity on when folks can come back. Right now, there are 3 big bridges that come into Pinellas County. They're all shut down. So it's really not open for folks to come back. We want to make sure the roadways are clear. Again, make sure that Duke Energy gets a chance to get started on getting the power restored, addressing those down power lines. So just want to make sure it's safe for folks, and we understand folks want to get back to their neighborhoods. We want to make sure that they're able to do that safely.
Have there been any reported fatalities yet?
I don't have a firm number that I can give you now, but I think there have been at least 2, but I can't confirm that right now. Communications, internet is down, communications are down, so I want to make sure we confirm that before we put that out.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, I guess this could be somewhat on a lighter note. Have you heard from Lieutenant Dan? That's the boater that became an internet star. After saying he was going to ride out the storm.
I think I was on an interview with CNN or an outlet, and he was being interviewed right before me, and they asked me what I thought about it. So he was, out there during the storm. I don't know how he fared, but look, we advise folks, if you're in an evac area, get out. We had 12 folks who died from Hurricane Helene who stayed. They were all in the evac zones. And so we just don't think it's worth it to risk it. We've got plenty of shelter space, thousands of shelter spaces in St. Pete and Pinellas County. There's no reason for somebody to take that risk.
Right. Man, Mayor Welch, man, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And how can people get more information on the hurricane and resources to help?
Well, I'd say stay tuned. Power is a real issue, so a lot of folks don't have access. But I would, if you've got access, go to stpete.org. We'll have all our updates there, or listen to your local media or radio, and we'll get all the updates out there as we get developments and get our systems back online.
St. Petersburg Mayor Kenneth T. Welch, man, appreciate you for joining the show. Thank you so much. We're going to continue to pray for you and your families and the citizens of your city. Thank you so much. Rickey Smiley Morning Show, our good buddy Jeff Johnson. Welcome back, big dog. How you feeling, man?
Man, I am good, Rock T. Good morning to everybody who is with us.
Good
morning, sir.
We've been talking a lot about the election, and I had a conversation with a 20-year-old who is voting for the first time, and he, bombarded by all of these ads, and what's going to happen with Vice President Harris and former President Trump. And he's like, he said, the one thing I don't understand, he said, what the hell is the Electoral College? And I'm like, okay. So listen, you all, in the United States of America, every other political position except the President of the United States is selected by one person, one vote. So no matter what it is, no matter where it is, you cast a vote, they count those votes. Whoever gets the most votes, they win that election. President of the United States, President, Vice President of the United States is different, and it is determined by what is called the Electoral College. The Electoral College was a compromise in the Constitutional Convention in 1787. And there were those that just wanted essentially a group of elected officials, Congress, to select the president. And then there were those that wanted to create a process where the people were involved in that as well. And what came out of that was the Electoral College. So the Electoral College is a system that has a temporary group of electors. And those electors are the people who cast a vote for the president. There are 538 electors. How do those people become electors? Well, those people become electors. They're normally elected officials and party members in each state. The state legislature determines a process and a timeline for selecting those electors. It's Article 2 of the Constitution. And it prevents sitting senators and members of Congress from serving as electors. And in many states, electors are nominated during their party's nominating conventions, just like other candidates who appear on the ballot. So how and when do the electors cast their vote? After the election day, each state's chief election officials, which is normally the Secretary of State, prepares a certificate detailing the names of and the total number of votes cast for each elected. So what happens, you all, and I try to make this as simple as possible. Every state except two, if whoever is elected, whoever has the most votes in that state, the electors have to cast the vote for that person. So if you are in Ohio and there are more people that vote for Vice President Harris than Donald Trump, those votes, those electors will cast a vote for Vice President Harris. Now, there are states where you have the ability to split, and I'm not going to go too deep into that because in most cases, it don't matter for you. This is complicated for a lot of people, right? Because the reality is it doesn't feel like the people really make the decision. But I think many of you know who have followed this. There have only been, I think, 5 times where somebody has won the popular vote but not won the election. The most recent are George W. Bush in 2000 and Donald Trump in 2016, where they had more of the popular vote but did not win the presidency.
I think.
What do y'all? How do y'all feel about this? Like,
I think you misspoke.
Huh?
No, I think it's the other way around. They didn't.
What did I say?
Donald Trump didn't win the popular vote. He's never won the popular vote.
Yeah, Hillary
only
Clinton
won it. Hillary Clinton beat him by.
No. I'm sorry, you all. Thank you for correcting me there. Yeah. Yes, they did not win the popular vote.
As a matter of fact, no Republican has won the popular vote other than George W. Bush and Ronald Reagan in the last 99 years.
Yeah.
Come on with the stats, Special K.
If it wasn't for the Electoral College, we'd never have a Republican president again.
That's funny. And I think that's what there are a lot of people who argue that there are only a few states that ultimately determine the president of the United States.
It's very true.
I don't know if
Yeah, can you explain that part?
So there are states that have more electoral votes. And so the number of electoral votes that they have in many cases means they determine in large part how do you get to the 270 electoral votes you need to win. So, there are states that some people just don't think matter, right? When we talk about blue and red states, people talk about red states like Texas. Texas is turning in a lot of ways. But there are certain states that people just feel like are never going to go for a Republican or never going to go for a Democrat.
Yeah, California's never going to go Republican, and Mississippi's never going to go Democrat.
Right. And there are states like, New Hampshire, or states like Vermont, or states like Maryland, frankly, that are almost never going to go Republican. And so they're battleground states. And those battleground states, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and they've changed over the years, right? But Pennsylvania, Nevada, North Carolina, Georgia now.
Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona.
Heavy electoral votes, but they're so close that you don't know which way they're going to go. And it's a winner-take-all reality. So you don't split them. It doesn't matter if it was 50 to 50, 51% to 50%, and you split electoral college votes. It's winner-take-all in each of those states. And so, Rock, those states are really the state. When you think about the hundreds of millions of dollars that are being spent right now on the election, most of those dollars are being spent in those states: Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia.
Man, we appreciate you, Jeff. How can people follow you to get more information?
Y'all hit me at Jeff Nation on IG. This is a big deal, y'all. Make sure you pay attention to it so you know the process.
All right, y'all. So what's the number one rule that your parents had for you as a kid, and did they actually enforce it? Well, 2 in 5 Americans think their parents were stricter than most when they were a kid. However, most people think parents today are less strict, though. And 75% think parents should be much stricter than they are. Now, I don't know about you, but maybe one of these rules you had growing up. Basic chores, dishes, garbage. Anybody?
Yeah.
No, of course.
I mean, we boys, so we had to do
right.
that. Yeah.
How many of y'all had a curfew?
Yep.
Yeah.
Before the
But
street
they didn't
lights
call it
came
curfew.
on.
When I was growing up, we didn't call it no curfew. You just had to be in the house.
Before the street
You had to
light
be
came
within
on.
the sight of that front door when the street lights came on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, had to go to bed by a certain time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you don't sit up all night. No, sir, you don't play that.
What was funny about my mama was real funny about don't have nobody in my house. We was broke and poor. Like, ain't nobody trying to mess. It wasn't nothing in there to mess up.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't nothing to do in the house.
Like, we had nice furniture and stuff. She was like, don't have nobody in my
Yeah, well, only 72% said that they had to go to bed by a certain time. 71% they had to study and get good grades. Only 71%. Rules about going to parties. Only 55%.
Yeah. Now I wasn't able to go somewhere unless Chuck and Jason across the street. If it was good enough for them to go to, my grandmother would let me go because their parents was educators. Yeah, their parents was educators, and my grandmama thought really highly of Muslim Miss Lockhart or whatever. And well, if they going, you can go.
Yeah.
That's how my
Did y'all have rules about the clothes that you wore? Gary, did you have rules?
Well, we didn't hardly have a lot of clothes. We had clothes, but we had like maybe 3 or 4 outfits per year. But we couldn't wear them outside after school. You had to wear them to school only.
Yeah. You got the school clothes and your play clothes.
Yeah.
You do not play, and you go out there and get them damn that mud in them knee part of the jeans.
Come on, dog.
Your good damn jeans. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Black people thing?
Yes, sir.
You get them damn them grass stains.
Yep.
From out there playing Little League football, Super Dave in the knee part of those jeans that you can't get out. You can't wash those out. That right there will get you in a lot of trouble. So you better change clothes before you finna take yourself outside and play.
I had rules about clothes because I was sanctified. And I had to wear the skirts down to my ankles.
Really?
Yeah, past my knees and down to my ankles. Otherwise, then y'all get to school and took
y'all
them
was,
things right on off.
And y'all
and
was
wore my biking
apostolic.
shorts.
Yes,
had my biking shorts on under there. Got to school, start dancing the bell. Apostolic Pentecostal, absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
That's
Imagine
real.
me playing the drums in a long pilgrim skirt. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Get it in the pilgrim skirts.
Yes, tan them up.
Come on now, Brat.
Sheila B.
Sanctified.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
24 minutes after the top of the hour, front page time, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Maria Moore.
Good morning, Rock T. The front page is brought to you by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's what's happening in news. So we all know Hurricane Milton made landfall near Siesta Key, Florida, as a dangerous Category 3 storm before weakening to a Category 1 as it moved over the state. According to the National Hurricane Center, it is the fifth hurricane to make landfall in the U.S. this year. 16 inches of rain in St. Petersburg alone, representing a more than 1 in 1,000 year rainfall for that area. Mayor Welch was on with us earlier today, and you can check out a recap of that conversation, which includes information about rebuilding efforts and just getting the community back up and running on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show podcast. As of this morning, more than 3 million people in the state are still without power. In other news, meat producer Bruce Pack has recalled over 9 million pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry items over concerns they may be contaminated with listeria. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Safety Inspection Service made the announcement on Wednesday. These are for poultry and meat products that were produced from June 19th, 2024 to October 8th, 2024. More information can be found at usda.gov. Lastly, we get our DNA from our mom and dad. Most animals, including humans, inherit the DNA inside their mitochondria. That's the cell's energy centers from their mothers alone. This according to a new study. All traces of their father's mitochondrial were destroyed the moment the sperm joins the egg. Now, experts say this information may offer new hope for treatment of human diseases. But, we love our mamas and our daddies. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at news. For more updates and headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
I'm about to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time for Rock T's NFL Picks of the Week. Oh, the sports genius is back. I had an off week last week. I ain't afraid to admit it, but doggone it, we about to bounce back. It's about to go down tonight. San Francisco versus the Seattle Seahawks. Pick the Seahawks to win that game. Chicago Bears will beat Jacksonville. Houston over New England. Baltimore Ravens will beat the red-hot Washington Commanders. Philadelphia over Cleveland. Green Bay over Arizona. Tampa Bay beats the Saints. I'm sorry, Who Dat Nation, but the Buccaneers will win that game. Indianapolis over Tennessee. Denver over the Chargers. Pittsburgh beats the Raiders. My Detroit Lions will motor into Dallas and beat the Cowboys. Atlanta Falcons will beat Carolina. Cincinnati over the Giants. And I know it's crazy, they just lost their coach, but something tells me that the New York Jets will beat the Buffalo Bills this week at home. If you got a problem with any of my picks, post your comment on social media at Rock T Holla. I'm live on Instagram right now. Let's get it poppin'.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and this hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
Bring it a tad as I catch my breath.
Okay.
Yeah, you really big energy there.
Yeah,
Rock
I need to. Let me. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat. Woo! And this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. My goodness, your energy is through the roof. It make anything behind that sound like stale
like
and
the
dry.
quiet storm.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So let me keep it up. J. Cole has unexpectedly addressed the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake on a new song called Port Antonio. Last night, he released a song by surprise, which addressed his decision to step back from the beef. Cole also references the salacious accusations made by both Drake and Kendrick on their diss songs, and he also suggests that both rappers went a little too far with their feud. I love J. Cole.
Cole, man.
Yes, J.
sir.
Cole is C-O-L-D. Come on, J. Cole. Yeah, that's what's up. He's absolutely right. Like, I think the beef went way too far, too. Like, I was like, oh, man. Like, some people don't come back from that. And I ain't going to even give you no examples. But you already know how that can go, man. It can get real bad. Some people take it away from the music and then take it to the streets. And then some people end up dead. Like, it's just too much. I don't do beef. I don't like it because I stay out of that too. I'm with you, J. Cole. All right, y'all, moving on. Jay-Z's lawyer has ripped into Piers Morgan over his recent episode hosting singer Jaguar Wright, who made a number of wild comparisons to Jay-Z and Diddy. So while Wright was on Piers Morgan Uncensored, he claimed that Jay and Beyonce were a nasty couple who do nasty things. You mean she claimed? Do I mean she claimed? Yeah. A nasty couple who do nasty things such as keeping people against their will. Oh my goodness, putting people on planes while they're unconscious. Oh my God, I don't want to do this.
Oh, it's hard. I don't know.
Just like Aaliyah got on the plane unconscious. I don't like
never
this.
Knows, honey.
Whatever, Gary. This is lies. I know this is lies.
You saying lies, using lies as alibis?
I ain't talking about no song. I'm talking about real life. Following the show's airing, Morgan issued a rare apology for Wright's totally false claims. You saw that, Gary? Totally false claims.
Yeah, but he just cleaning his act up. I don't know. Jaguar, they say wherever there's a little smoke, there's some fire. I talked to her and I almost cried, Brad.
Why did you almost cry?
Because everything just seems so sad. It's just the world, honey. What is the world coming to? People just doing all kind of things and stuff, and we just never know what
you almost cried. It's a reason why that tear didn't drop.
Oh.
So do you think the information that Jaguar's putting out there is accurate?
Well, I'm not going to say it's accurate, but I mean, that's her story. And there haven't been any cease and desist.
Excuse me, the Carter's attorney, Alex Spiro, explained that he threatened legal action. Spiro says there are rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further. So he probably wanted to say this some BS.
Oh?
This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which was to remove that accusation that's demonstrably, or is it is that right? Demonstrably?
Close enough.
Okay, that's cool. False, or a court's going to order to you. And in doing that to get clicks, he didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was drown out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing case, in an ongoing investigation, and that was too much for me. So a cease and desist did happen, Gary.
Oh.
And I think, come on.
But Brad, you remember Jaguar and Jay-Z made beautiful music together.
Well, whatever. That was in the past. Things change. People change. People grow, and then some don't. You just don't. I don't know. This is just nasty and disgusting. Like I don't know. I hate it. I hate how people can come just say anything. And you said it might be some smoke to it, or where smoke there's fire or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna say things like this, have some proof. Don't just say it. Like I don't know. It's just nasty and disgusting, and I don't like it. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note, but coming up next, we got the Praise Mixdown with the White Stone. The time now is 28 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.